Okay, so let's move on to the distributive property. And you learned that in elementary school, commutative property, distributive property. But let's work this particular one in featuring PEMDAS, order of operations, and now with variables. So let's just jump right in. So now thinking about P for PEMDAS, parentheses comes first, we would work what is inside our parentheses first. And 4 plus 9, that's going to be 13. And then now we have a 6 outside of our parentheses. That doesn't look like a parentheses. Try again. Okay. And what do we know about parentheses? When we were talking about multiplying integers, we know that the parentheses means multiply. So at this point, we would just take 6 times 13. And how can I figure that out? Well, I know 12 times 6 is 72. So 72 plus 6 would be 78. Okay. And now for this one, we're inside our parentheses first. So 8 plus 2 is 10. I can do the right parentheses pretty good. Oh. And then since that means multiply, 5 times 10 would be 50. That is Manny chewing on his ball. Manny. Boy. Okay, so now let's work a variable in. So knowing what we know about variables in like terms, if we have a number stuck to a variable and then we have another number that doesn't have the same variable stuck to it, we can't combine like terms like that. Those are not like terms to combine. If this was 6x and that was 2x, we absolutely could. That would be 6x minus 2x, which would equal 4x. But we don't have a variable, let alone the same variable with both of these. So I can't really combine them. But what I can do is I can distribute this 2 to both. That is the one thing I can do from here. So I have 2 times 6x. So that would be 12x. And then the same number goes here. And 2 times 2 is 4. And I want to pay attention to what's inside. That subtraction sign will come down. So that would actually be the answer to that. Would be 12x minus 4. We couldn't break it down anymore. So let's do another one. Okay, so this 3 times 4x, it's going to be 12x. Can't combine what's inside my parentheses because I don't have an x on this with this 5, but I can distribute this 3 to both. So 3 times 5 would be 15. And what do I have inside? I have a plus sign. Okay, so now, okay, all right, quick Manny video, Should we do some math? Oh, should we do some math, Manny? Oh, you do? Distribution property? Oh my goodness, that looks like fun. Yes. Oh no. Oh no. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, so let's talk about what is a coefficient. That is just the number outside of your parentheses. Right here. That's your coefficient. This is your coefficient. You have a coefficient of 7. You have a coefficient of negative 12, which we will get to in a second, and a coefficient of negative 4. Okay, so 5 times p, that would be 5p. 5 times 2, that would be 10. Subtract. That's your answer. 7 times 3, that's 21. And then my variable comes second inside the parentheses. It's just fine. Nothing's changed. 7 times 2m, that would be 14m. Do a plus sign. Now a lot of people are saying, well, Miss Smith, how come you could multiply this 7 without a variable by this number with a variable? You can do that for multiplication and division. Manny, he's chewing on his ball. But you cannot combine for addition and subtraction. So I'm saying I could not combine these two unless this had an n. But I can combine for multiplication division, just not addition and subtraction. Okay, so what do we do with this nonsense? So I have a negative coefficient. It's okay. We do the exact same thing. We just bring that negative sign along. So I have a negative 12v plus, what's a negative 12 times 5? Well, positive 12 times 5 is 60. And then a negative times a positive is a negative. So people go, well, Miss Smith, what do? You have plus a negative. Well, what's the same as adding a negative? Maybe if I write quicker, it won't be so ugly. Adding a negative, that's just the same as subtraction. So that would be your answer. And we'll do another one. Negative 4 times 2 is going to be a negative 8. And then negative 4 times negative 12. Well, I know 4 times 12 is 48. So 4 times 12y would be a 48y. Now I have this negative times this negative. What's a negative times a negative, friends? The positive. So that would be the positive. Okay, let's do some more. All right, so I wrote the rules out again for you right here. Negative 2 times v, that would be negative 2v. Negative 2 times 5, well, 2 times 5 is 10. So a negative 2 times positive 5, that's a negative. Okay, negative 4 times 2, that's going to be a negative 8. Negative times a negative, that's going to be a positive. 4 times 3, that's going to be a 12y. Negative 12 times b, negative 12b. And then 12 times 2, that's 24. And as far as what goes inside, that's a negative times a negative. So that would be a positive, which means we would add. And then negative 6, negative 3 times a negative 12. Well, 3 times 12 is 36, so that would be a 36y. Negative times negative would be a positive. So just be really careful of your positive and negative signs and how that affects your addition and subtraction signs. All right, just a quick one tonight. That's it. Okay, more Manny. Hang tight. You say hi, everybody. You like my tie and my drool? Holiday hippo.